glasses off.
Isn't that the new fashion statement?
Yeah, everybody's into glasses, but I have my contact lenses. They tore, and I need a new pair and due for the annual. But I don't know, kind of be sweaty.
All right.
I'll be smart today.
We're just gonna jump into this. So, actually change the topic today, what we're gonna talk about. Brianna had an idea and some stuff written down, but I decided to change it.
Great.
So she has no idea what's about to happen.
Oh gosh.
So I just got off a coaching call this morning, and it was at 8 o'clock this morning. Awesome.
You got up early.
Yeah, I got up early, but it was great. And actually, I'm going to use the theme of that call to talk about today, because I think that everybody watching this can relate to this. So you have all the coaching, you have the support, you have the accountability, you've got the diet, you've got...
Do you have a coach?
You have a coach, you have everything.
Okay. So
You've got X, Y, and Z. You've spent all this money. You've invested all this money over time on coaches, on training. You've invested all this money.
Do you actually do the stuff you've invested in?
But...
Ha! That's what it is.
But there's always a reason... But there's something else. But there's something.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, you can't pinpoint why you can't stick to an actual training program. You can't stick to the program. You keep bouncing around. Sometimes you do the diet. Sometimes you don't do the diet. You feel like you lack motivation. You don't feel like... You're just like, oh, I don't know what it is. I'm just not...
Are you busy?
Well, you know, that's stuff that we say, that we're busy or
Tired.
that we don't have time or that we're tired. But here's the thing. All these things were coming up for this gentleman that I was talking to. Okay? Mm-hmm. And here's the one theme that... The root cause of it all, and I think all of us struggle with this, is what it boiled down. And he was like, and I can't pinpoint. He's like, I sound like I'm just complaining, but he's bought in like all my programs, and
they're real challenges.
And they're real challenges,
yeah.
And he just can't pinpoint why he can't stick. I'll do this program for 2 weeks. I'll do this for 2 weeks, and I just can't stay consistent. And then he's telling me, he's telling me about his job. He's telling me about his life, this whole thing. So all this needs to be taken into account, like right, like your work and this kind of thing.
Very real
Here's
stuff.
what it boils down to. Here's why. In the moment I said it, it clicked for him, and he was like, "That's it."
Oh.
He lacked purpose. You need to know what is the purpose of your existence in this world. So as we started talking. He lives in India, and he's like, I said, what would make you happy? I said, so think about this. Think about this. Most of y'all watching probably have kids or nieces or nephews.
And work a full-time job.
And you can even remember a time when you were 8 years old. What was life like for you Christmas Eve night?
Woo, so exciting. You can't sleep, you're so excited.
Right? You stay up till midnight, 1 in the morning, and then you're in bed and you're staying awake because you're like, maybe you'll see Santa,
checking.
Maybe whatever.
Is he come? Is he there?
You finally fall asleep. And yet somehow, by the miracle, you're up at 6 a.m., you're not tired, you bounce out of bed in pure joy and excitement because you can't wait to open those damn presents that... You can't. So what's changed? Your purpose. There's something you're looking forward to that coming morning.
You're receiving all this stuff for you.
Right. Well, and at the end of the day, it's always about us, right? Fast forward to today. You're an adult now. You're 30. You're in your 30s. You're in your 40s. You have kids, a mortgage, and a swimming pool.
And you're married, so it's not about you
married,
anymore
right?
at all.
You're married. You have kids. You have a mortgage, maybe 2 mortgages, and you got a swimming pool.
2 mortgages.
And life's not exciting anymore.
You're a slave to your responsibility.
But when it's time for your birthday, when it's
Birthday
vacation,
week.
when it's time to go out on your vacation that you've been working on for so long, your New York trip, your whatever trip,
be nice.
You usually stay up till 2 a.m. packing the night before.
Getting everything
ready. But yet,
ready.
by the miracle, you're up.
You have to get up at the butt crack of dawn.
But yet, in a
airport.
miracle, you're up at 4 or 5 a.m. to catch that 8 a.m. flight, and you bounce out of bed. You're not tired. Why is that?
excited.
Your purpose has changed. There's something to look forward to at the end of the rainbow. So when we have a purpose in this world, our mindset changes, our energy changes. We don't need motivation. That purpose is our motivation. That purpose is is why we discipline our actions and our behavior.
You know what? You're right.
So, go ahead and jump in.
Because people that follow me over on 𝗵𝗲𝘁𝗁𝗲𝗯𝗲𝗹𝗶, a big reason that I exercise, and you've said it before, it's not because we love it.
Well, I hate it.
It's not because I don't have anything else to do after a long day of work. I try to be the best example of health that I can be. One, yeah, for me. But two, for our kids. Because I am the example of health, especially, not just for my son, but especially my daughter, and how I approach health and how I take care of myself and how I talk to myself about my own body image and how to be healthy. It's always about healthy. So my purpose is to be a good example of a healthy woman for my daughter. So it makes me stick to my exercise plan. It makes me talk about being healthy and never about being FAT, that type of stuff. So
does that excite you?
Does
that excite you to get out of bed?
Well, I have to get out of bed to go to work, but I do look forward to the gym because I feel awesome afterwards. And I just did my own video the other day. I don't always feel awesomely excited, especially if I've had to work more than I expected to at work, because that's when I go after work, after the long day. And sometimes I do look forward to that, and honestly, sometimes I don't, but I know that once I get here and after do my first set, I feel awesome, and I think I'm so glad I didn't skip. I'm so glad I'm here, even though I didn't feel like it, and I know that ultimately I am doing a very good thing that's an awesome example of health for my daughter. That's one of my purposes.
So let's say, here's a purpose, right? So a purpose...
Even outside the gym and health, I am the example of a woman for my daughter.
Is something that you can't wait to do, right? So you have to think about, is your purpose so strong? So let's say if it's working out. Let's say if you're like, okay, being an example of health, that kind of thing, what is stopping you from getting up at 4 a.m., to do that, since you're so excited to do that? And I'm not just talking about you, just like in general, whatever that purpose is. Your purpose should be so like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to do that. If your parents said, hey, we can get up at 4 a.m. and open presents, you'd be up at 3:30.
Yeah, and sometimes I can do that. I've done it. I got up at 4:30 the other day, but I can't do it every single day. For
we're short
me.
on
That's
time
hard.
here. So basically, here's the thing, short on time.
Day.
The common theme of this conversation that he and I were talking was, look, what would make him happy, his life goal, something that just like he can't stop thinking about, is he was like, I want to scale the 7 highest peaks in India. And we've got peaks, because India, you've got like the biggest mountains, or like in India and like Everest and all that. In Nepal, you have all those areas, and you have the biggest mountains. So he's like, that actually really excites me, and I really look forward to those type of things. And so I said, okay, so we got to figure out how to get you to do that. So in order to do that, in order to be climbing mountains, you got to have some.
You better be physically fit.
You better be physically fit. You need
with
to
endurance.
You need to be in pretty good
and
shape.
Upper body strength, everything.
Actually, a book I'm still reading, he said if you ever want to just test your strength to kind of see where you're at, just to test your physical strength right now, like if you want, like right this moment, if you wanted to test out where you're at physically, he goes, hike up a mountain. You will know if you're in shape, right? Like for us, we don't have mountains here in Texas, but imagine this: go up a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
Many people are completely winded, joints are hurting. This is hurting. If that's happening, you're not in good shape.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so the thing is he needs to get in shape. So, okay, so look, that is your new why. That is your new purpose. So this whole mountain climbing thing.
Oh, his training's
This is
focused on that.
I was like, what would life be like? I said, what would life be like if you got up every morning and you got to take people and show them the beautiful country that you live in, hiking mountains and doing all this stuff? What would life be like for you? How excited would you be to get up and start your day? Because another thing, he's like, man, I'm dependent on, I drink tons of coffee. I drink all these like crazy pre-workouts and C4.
Like energy
I've never heard of C4. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like C4. I know it's an explosive.
So instead of sleep.
So it's like he uses that as his energy and to get him motivated to work out. And he's like, and I know that's not good. So what would life be like if you were so motivated because of you're now living your passion, you're now living your life's purpose?
Your internal desire.
That is your motivation. He goes, oh my gosh, it would be amazing. I'd be able to do this. And I'd be able, again, he had this glimpse of the future of what life would be like. I said, okay, so that seems pretty important. Mm-hmm. So in order to do that, these programs that you bought, this coaching program that you bought for me, however, he's bought several of them, they should be so important because those are the things that are going to allow you,
get them up.
Those are the things that are going to allow you to climb the mountain, to do this, to do that. So let me ask you, friend, what is your purpose? What excites you to get up each and every day? More than likely, you're currently going to a job that you hate, that you don't like, that's not fulfilling you. You don't like the people that you work with. They drag you down. They don't have the same core values. They don't value the same things in life that you do.
A lot of people have no purpose or
right?
drive.
So all this does is constantly bring you down, right? So again, that makes it you do not look forward to going to work to face that kind of stuff. So what is it that really motivates and really drives you? So like if money were not an option, if money were not in the equation, a factor at all, what would you be doing today that you would literally work for free to do? Like if I couldn't make money at this, but this is what actually makes me happy, what would that be? What would that be for you?
I'd be at the beach
Be at the
with my
beach.
kids. That'd be my downtime. But I love volunteering and helping out with certain things and kids, but all the stuff I've always wanted to do pays no money. So,
but here's the thing, it does. Check it out. Here's one thing people will always pay for. People will pay for expertise to solve a problem that they're dealing with.
You really have, yep. If it's bad
And
enough.
every one of you guys watching, you, me, all of us, in some area, we're an expert at something. And people will pay for that.
So find your purpose.
So you need to figure out how to make money doing that purpose. I was listening to a podcast to wrap up. I was listening to a podcast, and the guy that was giving the podcast, he was talking about how you can literally make money doing anything. Mm-hmm. He says, I know this guy. He was doing this. It was a video podcast, so you could see the wall behind him. He goes, you see this $1 bill back behind me? There's a guy, an artist, that paints $1 bills and sells them. And he sold a $1 bill
Painting.
to Floyd Mayweather, the famous boxer. Floyd Mayweather, he wanted it like designed because Floyd Mayweather, that's his nickname, is Floyd Money Mayweather. And so this $1 bill, he painted Floyd Mayweather a $1 bill for $50,000. Painting $1 bills. And he goes, and this $1 bill here, this was not customized. I bought this $1 bill from his website for $5,000.
What?
So guess what? If you think that I can't make money doing X, Y, or Z, things that I'm passionate about, if it's art, if it's music, if it's helping people lose weight, or if it's whatever it is, there's money in that. And it's not about making the money, but it's about what the money will allow you to do, right? So you need to find your purpose.
Sounds good.
So if any of this resonates with you, and you don't know what your purpose is, you're struggling, you don't know what that purpose is, you hate going to your job, you hate doing X, Y, and Z, and it's keeping you from sticking to a program, that type of thing, I've opened up a few spots on my calendar for a 60-minute strategy session.
Nice.
And I'm going to put the link in the comments below. During this strategy session, here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to have a conversation of what you're doing, what's going wrong, why you can't attain X, Y, or Z, what your goals are, and literally see how I can help. And if it makes sense, I'll invite you to become one of the students of our Better Man Blueprint 90-day intensive program, or one of our students here at Hardstyle, just depending on if we'd be a good fit. But if you feel like, man, I'm stuck, I don't know what else to do, I'll drop that link in the comments. I've only got a few spots open for the next like 7 days or so. Grab one of those spots and we'll jump on a call and I'll chat with you and see like how we can help. So that's pretty much it, guys. Find your purpose, and when you find your purpose, you don't need motivation, because that motivation will be your driving factor. So gotta run.
Bye. Thanks for joining.
Have a great weekend.